let's make something beautiful. For this project, you're going to need a piece of vinyl, or you could use whatever fabric you want. I'm using vinyl. You're going to need a piece of cardstock. It doesn't matter what color because it will be hidden. You're going to need a piece of backing. I'm going to use felt. You will need a pair of non-fabric scissors, some that you don't mind cutting the cardstock because it will be sandwiched in between these pieces here, and you will be cutting. So you non-fabric scissors, or scissors you don't mind cutting paper with. You will need, let me move this out the way. You will need some snap buttons. You will need a cutting board, a block of wood. Any will do. A hammer, because we're going to be adding these snaps. I'm going to be using this on part of it, but you could definitely just use your scissors. You will need some type of cutter tool. Now, if you have a snap button box, any snap button box, it should come with the pieces to cut. I'm going to use this for quick, to do it quickly. You're going to need a hoop. And for this project, you have to have the 6x10. I think there's some other hoops. You can't use a smaller hoop. So this will be on my NQ 1700E. You will need a piece of stabilizer. I am using tearaway. I think that is, oh, and a ruler, a straight edge. And probably a clear ruler will help. And I'll show you why in a little bit. All right, let's do it. All right, the hammer and block and snaps and the cutter will be used later at the end. So I'm going to move that out the way. For the first part, we're going to do the embroidery. And that will be hooping your piece of stabilizer in the directions. She said you can use cutaway or tearaway. I'm going to use tearaway. I'm not going to waste my cutaway. I have it on a roll, and I will link it. Here's the bottom of my hoop. Putting the stabilizer. Looking for my arrow. Turning my wheel. And we're just going to take the PES file and go to the machine. The first part is to just give me my placement. So step one is that's what it's going to do. I'm using the same color thread as my vinyl, which is red. Step two, I'm going to add the cardstock, and I only need a little bit of the cardstock. I'm going to cut it the long way, just to cut a little bit off. So I won't have to deal with taping, or I'm just going to hold it right over that spot and press go. Step two is done. I'm going to take it over to the table to show you how we're going to go to step three. Now for this next part, you are going to actually take the cardboard off. And what the directions suggested was that you kind of fold it back and kind of press it and then tear it. And you'll have to do that for all the sections. So you want to carefully tear that off. So that's done. I'm going to do the sides. And if you get a piece like this that didn't come all the way out, I have nails and it's kind of difficult, but try to pull that. And I'm going to do this side. I'm going to do this side. Now, the only part that I did find a little difficult with this was this middle section, and I struggled for the first couple that I tried, and then light bulb went off, and it was like, okay, Erica, take some scissors and kind of perforate, cut it, put an indentation in it, whatever it is you need to get this part out, because what I was trying to do was take my scissors and like cut it and then kind of peel it, and it was just making a mess. So then I thought about taking the scissors and just making a really hard press, but not enough to get the stabilizer broken. And then after I do that, kind of poke at it, because what I want to do is tear this middle. So I'm being careful not to get my stabilizer. And that way I can take this part, press, take this part and press. Now it doesn't work perfect, but it was definitely better than the other times I was doing it. And then I have nails too. So that worked a little bit better for me doing it that way. Do what's best for you, what works for you. And you could take these, and these are scissors that I don't really care about being dull from cutting paper. These are just some bonus scissors I got at one of the stores when I traveled home. So now I'm going to repeat the process on the other two. So now I have that out. If you are anal, like sometimes I am, you can go back and clean this in. But I'm gonna keep it moving. Now that's cut out, we are going to do two things. We need to attach the fabric for the top, on top of the hoop, and then we're gonna attach the fabric on the back. For the back side, I'm using felt, and I'm just going to cut this in half the long way. That way I can use this piece later. Let me get my scissors. I'm just going to trim this in half. This is just a piece of craft felt. And see, I've been cutting paper with this one, so it's not as great. I'm just going to place that over, make sure that's hidden. And I'm going to take a piece of painter's tape. You can use any tape, it doesn't matter. I used the Scotch tape earlier. So that's covered. On this side, I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm just going to hold it. And you could tape it here and here. You could put a piece here, but I'm just going to hold it like this. Over to the machine. Make sure when you're adding your hoops to the machine, you have some on the back. You kind of look below. Let me get lower. You get below and you look. You just peep your head under and make sure everything is how it should be, flat and not catching. And now we are ready for step 3, which is going to tack this down with a double bean stitch. And then step 4 will be just a placement stitch for your hoops. So I'm going to do those next 2 steps real quick. Now it's time to do the placement hole so you'll know where the holes go for the snaps. And that was 4 minutes of actual embroidery time. We're going to take it off the machine and go do some cutting. Now that I have it off the machine, I'm going to take it off the hoop. I'm twisting, removing my hoop pieces. And now I have my tearaway inside of the felt and the vinyl. So what I'm going to do first is, if you taped it, you could also do adhesive spray. I just didn't want that spray going everywhere, so I'm going to just tape it and undo those pieces. Now I'm going to do these little steps because these will be seen when you open the little pouch. So we're going to take this tearaway and we're going to place a hole. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to peel back this vinyl just a little bit so I can see how much of it needs to be pulled. See right there? I'm just moving it back gently so I can tear the piece that I don't need. See, if I do like that, that's still there. So that's why I'm trying to get really close. Tear this. I'm going to go this way. Still not getting it. Yeah, I have to go in there and get that. There we go. All right, now I got all that out. Normally I would save, but I'm going to just trash real quick. All right, and then this part, I actually have 2 of these. I believe this one is the one for paper. All right, so I'm going to take my ruler, and the reason I was saying you probably need a clear or acrylic ruler that you can see through is because now what I want to do is put this ruler right by the bean stitch tack down, and then I want to strip this off to get a nice clean edge. I'm just looking just to make sure you're a little bit over that stitch. And I'm going to press down and cut it off. I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I'll have to take my scissors for some of it. I will save that piece of vinyl. Maybe that felt too. All right. Over here on this side. And then I'll do these edges, and then we'll have to come back and get the little round part, and then the edges over here. That must be the sticker, is it? No. take some scissors and then I'll round this off. Try to make sure you get it straight. I want to cut a little bit more. Then I'm going to take this and cut around here. Do not cut and stop and cut, because then you'll have like little bumps. So when you start, you just keep going. Like so. If you stop and start on, can I do that on? Then you'll come in around this part here. These are the scissors that not really for my fabric, because I have that paper inside and I don't want to use those. So it's not as sharp. And then you do the same thing on this side. These are just some applique scissors that I don't really use for applique. I use for everything else. I'm just going to cut those ends, and I've already cut those ends. All right, so that piece is done. We have our little triangles that we're going to bend and fold and press to make a pouch. So now we are left with the front side and the back side, and we have to complete the project. You're going to hold your project like this. So you should see one triangle here, and then the indentation should be here. You're going to take this and fold it like that. So we're just moving this part, these two bottom, to join here. It's going to look like this. And then we're going to take, hold on, before I do that, I forgot, I want to make sure we round these, because I want it perfect, because I want the triangle to be as close to a triangle as possible. I'm just going to round these corners. All right, so we're here. We're going to take these two triangles at the bottom and meet to this one. I'm just going to press it, finger press it. So it's like this. Then this one here is going to fold in here. I'm going to finger press it. So now we're left with this. Let me clean that up. And then this is going to be pressed down here. So that's how that's going to look. What we want to do now is we're going to put a hole here and a hole here. And then we're going to have to refold it. I want you to see what it was going to look like. So I'm going to take my cutter. To clean that. And we're going to punch a hole. And then the other hole. Remember, there was a marking there for you. And then we're going to do that again. We're going to bottom two, fold, this one, fold, this one, fold. Now we're going to need a pen. And you could do any marking tool. It doesn't have to be a pen. But that hole that you made here and here, you're going to take your pen and just make a mark. And make the other one. Now we're going to take those markings. And we're going to take whatever cutter you're using. And you're going to cut a hole right there where that marking is. In both spots. 1 and 2. Now we're ready for the steps. Now this next part to add the snaps really depends on what you got from which vendor. So you could kind of watch me do snaps and then go based on whatever ones you order. I will put this one in the description though. Inside the little kit, you have the snaps. This one has brass and the gold and the silver and the pewter or nickel or whatever you call that one. And then they have these pieces here. One is actually to cut. So if you don't have a cutter already, that does cut. I have not used it. I am going to use these two pieces. So they have two sides. I'm using the one with the dead end. I'm using a piece of wood. And then I'm going to use this hammer. Let me get the pieces real quick. In this kit, there's a smooth side like that. Then there's one, the male end here. There's one that looks like that. And that one actually is the one that is going to snap into this one. So let's see. Need one more. Which one am I missing? I'm missing another female. This one. All right, so you have this one, male. It's, what do you call this side? Flat on this side. Then the male end. And then you have this one here. Female end. So that's that one. And then you have this one here. And this one here. And these two pieces go together. All right, so now we're going to do, you want the shiny side one here on the side where I have the vinyl. And then this one here. I'm going to place on it like so. On the side with the felt. You're going to do that one here and here. So the ones on the ends are the ones that are getting these two pieces if you're following this particular one. And I'm just going to hit it. Oh, hold on. I need this one here. This one here is going to go in the middle of this one here. Watch your fingers. Yep. So I did have to hit it a few times. Still looks good on that side. So I need to do that on both of these ends. Let me go ahead and do this one here. And for the, you're going to repeat this one on this side. For these two in the middle here, I'm going to take the male and stick it in. And then the female will be on the same side as the shiny one on this side. With this one, I'm going to take the one that has the indent here. And I'm going to stick it here. And then put it on here. I don't think I'm hitting it enough, but I'm scared I'm going to mess it up. All right, so here we go again. Give it a couple more. Yep. And there it is. 5 good hits. Because like when I do this, let's see. This, and snap. Now we got to repeat it for the other ones. So I'm going to repeat this one. Do this again. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that one. I'm going to this one here and this one here. I do need this one and so now these are the opposite ends. So I'm going to put this one in. And then this one. I'm going to try 5 this time. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 5 good hits. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. So I'm going to stick this one in. This one. Use the concave side. And 5. Nice. Now we're going to repeat the steps. 1, 2, snap, snap. How cute is that? Now you have 2 pockets. One here and one here. Now I do want to do one last thing. I want to put a little ring here. So let's do that. Wasn't going to do that, but I think I want to. It's so cute. I love it. Okay, now the snips are installed. Yay, I love it. Remember to fold it. You're going to take it and do the bottom 2 triangles to the side. Take this flap to the side. You can snap it to the back. Then take this snap, push it down. And now you have your triangle. Love, love. And it's double pocket. So that means you have this one. And you have this one. Now she does have a single pocket. I did not get that particular pattern. I wanted the double. And I love it. Now we do need to add one more thing. Not necessary, but I'm going to add it. If you do not have a crocodile, like so, or any kind of tool that lets you adhere eyelets, you can just skip this part and use it like this. I love it either way. All right, so we are going to first, we're going to open like this. I do have my other little gadgets in here. I said that in one of my other tutorials. That's from my Word press. So ignore that. And this here comes just your eyelets. It's in the corners. There are instructions below. That's not it. There are instructions below, and then you have these eyelets in the 4 corners, and none of the rest of this come with that. So I am going to take this here. This locks. You can see it has a lock key, and this one says unlock. And what you do is you hold down and you press. And then it unlocks. I think I was pressing too long. You hold, press, and it unlocks. Now you have holes here and here. And for the eyelet, I'm going to use this silver one. Since this is silver, you just take one of the little eyelets and you punch a hole. And for the eyelets, I'm using this hole right here. This is the bigger one. This one is the smaller hole. And I want the eyelet to be in one of these pockets, right up in here. So I put it here. I'm going to put it there. Yep. So I'm going to put it there. Right about there. So I'm going to put a hole here with a bigger hole. I punched a hole. Now when it's folded, I want this to be this direction. And I'm going to take this. Now, this little fancy thing, I can tell you what settings I have it on. The letters are on it. There's a C, and the other one is a 3. So C3 is what I'm using. All right, so I place the eyelid in. And this is the top. The felt is the back. I am using C. If you move this over, you can see. There it is. That C is on there, right there. My finger out the way. So I'm using C. And this one here, the 3 is on this side, right there in that corner. So I'm using C3. And they snap in. So snap, 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 turn. All right. So now I'm going to take, and this one here, which is C. C is going to go in the hole here. So this is the top of the hole. I'm going to place C on top, and then I'm just going to press down. And now it's installed. So I could add any kind of hardware. You got the ring. You have the little, what do you call these things? Chains? Yeah, I'm going to call it a chain. You could do like a little clip onto this. And let me try it. Oh, if you haven't seen my video, this is what I use to get those on. So I'm going to put this inside here. Put that in like that. Slide this in. And then I can just twist. So my staple remover is just to guide me and help me. And then I could put this on here, on there, which I would do this. And then slide this on. And then when I close it, here, 2, snap, snap. And there you have it. Cute little coin purse. This is Arika, and I hope this tutorial helps you. If you have any questions, please let me know. This is just to show you how I turn the letters or the words or whatever it is you want to put and how I placed it. So I'm in Embrilliance. This is the 6x10 hoop and my words are here. So I just went over here to the letter A. Type the word that you want, the font that you want, make it the size you want. Let me get something a little bit smaller. All right, then you're just going to take it and drag it up. And then you'll rotate it. So this little blue tool right here, you just rotate it. Rotate it how you want. Remember that your snap tab is going to be in this little area right here, so don't put anything too close to that. I hope this part helps. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.